loyalty to source, and that's where I get my ball, and that's where I'm going to get to play with it, and that's it.
Okay.
So if you need to spend more time giving a reward there, great. But you always want to leave with the dog wanting that, still wanting it, but not getting it.
Okay.
And you do these different things. When you're finished with this, do some other fun stuff with the dog.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about what happened up there. Okay. That was a blank.
I figured after, like when she kept coming back out, and I'm like, she's not. I didn't see her very animated.
Yeah.
Like, but
I did not want to push her to make a false sit.
I would have, because I wasn't 100% sure. But see, I'm so used to walking like forwards versus that.
Yeah.
That I probably would have, like, she would have went back out again and ran around. I would have just kept moving.
Yeah.
But that's just, you know,
But she basically, you saw, she did that whole area, correct? She searched that whole area.
Yeah, and she came
There wasn't anything. If we had stayed longer, she would have done that behavior because those orange things were out there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I didn't want that to happen. I wanted her to be successful at not finding something because it wasn't there. Get the hell out of there and then be successful here.
Okay.
Find the actual scent.
Okay.
So and you want to try and set up those sort of problems. But you can definitely see, and this is with all the dogs, this is our downfall. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is our downfall in training, that we have other fresh human scent that the dogs are using to try and find the source.
Right.
So instead of them using their brains and searching the area, naturally searching the area, they're following where people have walked, they're following other stuff, and they're potentially learning the wrong stuff. They are absolutely learning the wrong stuff.
Now I have a question too.
Sure.
It's a little bit different, but not. So, and this is how I've realized she does track when she either gets bored or, now I'll explain why. Because we were on a searching a riverbank, and she wasn't coming up with anything. So our Swift water guy went down ahead because, you know, so he's ahead of us. And because we couldn't get down to the water, so we had to go up. Well, her nose went down and exactly where he went. And I mean, obviously he went down the easiest path to get down to the water, so did we. And she went right up to him. Like I was following you. Like,
of course.
Is it out of boredom?
No, it's not boredom.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
It's absolutely that I've learned that following human scent takes me to the stuff that I'm trying to find. This is the major issue with all training with HRD. We're doing it arse about face in terms of you are throwing in all these distractors right in the beginning. And what you have taught the dog to do is that I find source by following other people's tracks. So, you haven't taught the dog that I find source by going, and this is the initial stuff, okay? This is your foundations. We're screwing up the foundation. The foundation is fraught. The foundation is shit, okay? Mm-hmm. Because what you've taught the dog in the foundation level is that, let's walk. Okay, so what you've taught the dog in the foundation level is that humans are where the scent will be. Whereas what you should be training the dog is, I find the scent. I don't find humans, I find the scent. Then human tracks are a distractor that you add afterwards once the dog is successfully searching by itself. You then add distractors, which are humans, okay? Mm-hmm. So that when you go to a real search where there's people been traipsing all over the place, and you know that, I mean, they've been traipsing there in the last 30 minutes, they've been traipsing there for the last day, the dog is not going to be interested in that smell.
Okay.
Because that's that smell has never rewarded the dog. That smell has never resulted in the dog being rewarded. So basically, that's the highest level of distractions that you're putting in.
My thing is, if I go back
Yeah.
to doing what you were saying, making the that box
Mm-hmm.
and putting the source and that's gonna help.
That's going to help with your final response.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do I change this again to without following?
Without following,
Yeah.
you're going to set up areas that are blank, that no person has been. Okay.
I am.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it can be anyone else, but consider this building. Consider.
And then set up one.
Get a launcher. Get a duck launcher. You know those
Yep.
decoy launchers?
Mm-hmm.
Get one of those, leave it in the box, impregnate it with the smell of the cadaver, take the gun and shoot it into an area where you know no one's ever walked. Send your dog out.
Okay.
Dog's going to be successful. Shoot it in a way that you know more or less where the damn thing is.
Right.
But the dog has already got a final response that it's going to be bulletproof. When it finds scent, it's going to sit at scent.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter because it's going to find that source and it's going to sit at scent.
Gotcha.
Sit at source.
I got you.
The dog is then going to discount. The dog's going to look. So what information the dog has got is that this is natural.
Okay.
This is a natural, and none of this stuff is helping me find the source, because none of this stuff will help the dog. None of this stuff is a big line showing me where to go.
Right.
And even if you are traipsing around in the beginning with the training, what you're doing is you're teaching the dog to follow every single fucking trail until it gets successful. And there you think the dog is searching. The dog is searching. It's trailing. It's trailing humans. Because it knows that by training humans, it's finally it's rewarded by finding the source eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So I follow the fucking tracks of the person,
Right.
and that's part of why we try to set this up. That I'm not walking. I mean, it's not possible. And again, this is not the type of training I want to see you guys doing.
Right.
This training is that problem you just did. You're the only one doing it, and you set it up that no one's walking in that area. You're shooting the duck thing. I don't care that it's an obvious, easy thing the dog can see, because dogs actually, they're going to be using their nose to find it. And if they see it visually at the end, I don't care, because the only thing they're getting is that smell. Then you can start doing other stuff. And seriously, I think we need to look into the drone thing. We have to look into using drones to drop the scent. Or launching it. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Get a duck launcher or something like that. But do that. We have to do that, because otherwise we are training human following scent HRD dogs, and we're not really teaching them to find HRD. We're teaching trailing dogs. We've got fantastic trailing dogs, and we're not even aware that that's actually what they're doing, but that is what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that proved to you the problem we're having, correct?
Yes.
So, but you know what? It's solvable.